You could have had a house and a boat and a real family. Why are you doing this to yourself? And if you ask people, they're like, well, the pizza's good. I need to know where the pizza's that bad that New York rent is the option. Pizza is just bread, sauce, and cheese. It's hard to mess it up. There's only 2 levels of pizza. Great and fine. Completely okay. I've never had a slice of pizza so bad, I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Everybody in this room has had microwaved pizza. It's absolutely disgusting, but it's pretty good.
See, Mary can't make up for the rent with the pizza because of the lactose intolerance.
Oh, I still do.
Oh. Is it worth the rent?
Yeah. It really is.
It is worth the rent, isn't it? The pizza, so worth the rent. Somebody said, today's National Cheese Pizza Day.
Oh, cheese pizzas.
Cheese. I don't understand the point. I don't get the point of cheese pizza.
I don't think there is a point.
Well, a lot of people like it. They go, what do you want on your pizza? Nothing. I want cheese. Like, that's fine. You're just only putting it into your mouth and your body. You can do whatever you want. But I don't understand the point.
It's just basically garlic bread at that point.
Right.
I guess
It's
so,
still
right?
really good, so I'm fine with it. I mean, I'm never, like, ordering just cheese pizza, but if there is cheese pizza available to eat, and I'm going to eat it.
I'm a pizza purist in the sense that I am pretty strongly against any pizza that doesn't have red sauce.
Same.
I mean,
people like margarita pizzas. I'm like, no, thank you.
I like, if it's going to be like a specialty pizza, like a barbecue chicken pizza or whatever, cool.
Or a Big Mac pizza.
Or a Big Mac pizza, sure. But if you tell me I'm ordering a pizza and then a pizza gets delivered with white sauce as the base,
I would never
furious.
I would never get a pizza with white sauce, like, for a group of people. That, like, I'd get that as an option. Like, hey, if you want a slice of this white sauce pizza, it's there,
trash.
But it's not the only option. I like it. I think
I
it's
don't
very
care
good.
for it at all.
I think there's some very good versions of it, but
I don't like it at all. I think it's too much of the same thing. The whole point of the red sauce is that it's acidic and it kind of cuts through the carbs in the cheese. And then when you add white sauce, you're eating Alfredo pizza.
Well, because I think there are 2 distinct camps in which some people, I think Mary, you and I are in the camp, were like red sauce, cheese, pepperoni, maybe more standard stuff. And then there's other people who are like, I like white sauce and basil and olive oil and that whole kind of...
it depends on the place you're going to as well.
I guess, but I don't understand the point of cheese. If somebody said, all we have is cheese pizza, I would politely decline.
Like, one of my favorite pizzas is the Good Morning Pizza or Breakfast Pizza, whatever it was, that Barcento has. I don't remember what the name of the new place is, but I think they have a version of that, and it was incredible.
A
White
breakfast
sauce.
Pizza?
Yeah, it had an egg on it and bacon. But it was so good.
I have never in my life wanted a piece of pizza and had it been white sauce.
Right.
I don't like that at all. Or pesto. Pesto's not a sauce for pizza.
In 2016, Food Network magazine named that pizza you are talking about, Bill, as the best pizza in the state of Ohio.
It's a very good pizza.
The Sunny Side.
Yeah, the Sunny Side. That's what it was.
Soft. Listen to this, Mary, and then tell me. This falls into the whole olive oil white sauce camp, as far as I'm concerned. Soft-cooked Blue Loon farm eggs. Is this something that's still on their menu?
I don't know.
They're not even there anymore, right?
Because it's not at the same restaurant anymore. So I don't know if they have a version of it or not.
House-made pancetta. I'm fine if you buy it. You don't have to make it in-house. Provolone and a healthy amount of black pepper. Now, I wasn't aware there was an unhealthy amount of black pepper. I didn't know black pepper was a health issue.
So that's white sauce, cheese, and an egg.
Yeah.
And pancetta.
That sounds terrible.
No, that wouldn't be for me.
You gotta try it.
It wouldn't be for me.
It's good. It's
But,
very good. You like breakfast?
I don't like that.
I think
you don't know because you haven't tried it.
I do know.
I'm
35. I know what I like.
Well, you also know what all those things taste like, and if you would like them together.
I don't like.
And I don't know that,
When you put it on a pizza, that pizza was incredible.
Yeah,
I'm also
I believe
not a
you.
huge fan of sunny side eggs on. Like, I don't like an egg on a burger. I think it's too much. Again, too much of the same flavors.
It's too goopy.
That's more. What's the word? Savory.
Too savory?
Too savory. There's not enough cutting it up. You need some kind of an acid or salt or, I guess the pancetta is a little
pancetta
salty.
and
But,
stuff like that's
Pancetta.
but if
very
you're going to
good.
put white sauce and then an egg yolk,
But it's not like
that's
a white.
too much.
It's not a white sauce. It's more like an oil, and so
No.
it's not that oily.
That's still the same. You're saying the same thing. At that
Good.
point, eat a piece of toast. If it's just a toasted piece of bread with an egg on it,
But it's not what it is.
get a
it's
ham,
a
egg, and
pizza.
cheese sandwich.
It's
This
really
is
good.
pizza dough, crust, whatever that's cooked, and then they put.
It was fantastic.
Oh, now, do you sop? Is this something that you sop your egg? Sop your eggs up
you
with?
can,
You-
you can
You're
kind of get.
chasing the yolk around the plate?
I mean, it would break up onto pieces and stuff, but it was just really good.
Okay.
Big
I loved
fan
it.
of balance in meals. Sweet,
This
salty,
is a very balanced
spicy.
meal. I'm telling you.
That none of those things sound balanced at all. It sounds like
well,
too
when they
much
cook it all together, it works
savory.
really good.
I mean, I don't like Alfredo sauce in general.
I don't really like.
So
it
if
either.
they're like, "Oh, this is the base in this pizza," I'll say,
know-
"No, thank you."
You know what turned me off to Alfredo sauce, and this is so disgusting. My dad used to drink it. That is 100%
Well, that's
true
trauma.
thing.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
My dad
Don't-
would order.
He would have won
me,
$100
I swear to
in
God,
that ranch drinking
I'm more like a
competition.
little goes a long way. Yes, he would have.
When we went to Olive Garden, he would order like a boat, the side boat of Alfredo sauce, and he would dip his garlic breadsticks in it, and then when the breadsticks were gone, he would drink the rest of the Alfredo sauce.
Right.
That's probably where that comes from. I'm a big.
That's a lot. That's
I got
pretty
problems
gross.
with Alfredo sauce.
Yeah, I can see why now. I can see why.
I mean, if somebody makes like a cacio e pepe, right? That's good. That's just noodles and olive oil and some cheese and eggs. That's good. That's pretty simple. But if you're going to throw a bunch of stuff like that on a thing of dough, Alan, I used to work there. The egg is the sauce.
So
Basically
there is no
a
sauce.
carbonara.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Bill liked it. Listen,
I thought it was
I
great.
never-
It was-
This is a really thin piece
I never
of
had
toast
it.
with an egg on it.
It's really good.
Never had it. I'll take your word for it. I've never had egg on pizza. And I'm not going to
I've had-
start now.
I've had like a specialty breakfast pizza where the sauce is like sausage gravy and then it has scrambled eggs and bacon on it. I've had like that, which I'm not going to choose, and but
I'm being told that they still serve that over there, Bill. You need to get over there, Toot Sweet, and have one of those.
Got some time this weekend. I might pop over.
Mm-hmm. You could go over to, there's a new Sheets by me, and probably make a breakfast pizza in there. Go home and have the Sheets.
Why the sheets not?
After- No, there's some food news for you. Speaking of which, Mary, they got the Krispy Kreme Dr. Pepper donuts. So keep your eyes peeled for those.
Too much of the same thing. It's sweet on sweet.
but a donut is supposed to be sweet. If you're getting a donut is one item.
Yeah.
And a pizza's supposed to be savory.
Not all savory. That's the whole point.
You like a little sweetness in your sauce, is what you're saying. And the red sauce, sometimes depending on where you get it,
No, tomato
it can
sauce
be a
is
sweet.
Tomato sauce is acidic. That's why it
Right.
works well with the cheese.
Yeah.
And the bread. And then whatever toppings you put on can be spicy or sweet or whatever you choose.
Right. But a lot of places that use red sauce, it can be very sweet. And that,
I prefer that.
yeah, I don't care for that. The Krispy Kreme Dr. Pepper donuts. Look for those. It's for football season. You know how Dr. Pepper and donuts, just that's what you think of at the beginning of football season is
Well, you got that town where all the fans live.
Fanville.
Yeah.
Yeah. Glazed donut with Dr. Pepper flavored frosting, colorful sprinkles, and you can get the buttercream goalpost
Oh, I don't know about all that.
on there too.
I'm not a huge fan of donuts. Donuts make my stomach hurt.
I know the Post is old. It's a couple years old, but it makes the rounds every so often, and I just think it's silly and funny. Dr. Pepper is the guy who created it. What you're drinking is really Pepper's Monster.
I did see that.
I like that. It's funny.
That's a funny joke.
And by the way, you know, we just take this stuff as written, Dr. Pepper, but there's no period at the end of doctor, as the traditional abbreviation would have you think. And there's no pepper in it. So how do we know that this wasn't supposed to be called Dr. Pepper? I don't think there's a guy by that name who invented this thing.
Drip pepper?
Well, but doctor, you think that there would be a period after the R, right? If you say, hi, I'm Dr. Levinson, it's not just Dr. Levinson, but Dr. Pepper, there's no punctuation in it. And I know you can play around. It's just advertising or whatever. See, this is why I'm a Mr. Pibb man.
Ew,
if I need like a, if I need like a, it's the same thing. If you need like a cherry, one of those.
Why can't you let people like their things, Mary?
Because it's gross.
She's a Dr. Pepper person. She likes Dr. Pepper. What I'm saying is, in the Dr. Pepper and Mr. Pibb occupy that whole separate like cherry cinnamon type of flavor, and Mr. Pibb, just by virtue of the fact there's a period after the R.
That's why you prefer it.
Yes.
Okay.
Mr. Pibb. I don't even know if they make Mr. Pibb anymore. I couldn't tell you the last time I had one.
My thing is, have whatever you want, but don't say it's the same thing. Don't say that Mr. Pibb and Dr. Pepper are comparable.
It's the same. Not only are they comparable, they're pretty much the same thing.
No, they're not.
They're the same flavor profile. They're in their own silo.
Mr. Pibb is like flat, less flavorful Dr. Pepper.
What do you mean flat? If you leave it out, you open it, it's carbonated.
When you open it, it tastes flat.
But what I'm saying is the flavors
Did your
are
dad
the
used
same.
to like wash his balls with Mr. Pibb? Like what? So
Where's my?
show us on the
where's my
doll where
Dr.
Mr.
Pepper?
Pibb touched you.
Yeah.
They're pretty similar. We should do next time you're in town. We're doing a Mr. Pibb Dr. Pepper taste test.
Again, I don't even know if they still make Mr. Pibb.
Oh, they do.
Do they?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, Dr. Pepper preceded Coke by a year. All right, before Coca-Cola was on the market, it was Dr. Pepper. They rolled it out at the World's Fair in St. Louis, turn of the century, and of course that was back when Pop had.
Oh,
they were like, this'll cure your migraines or whatever.
It's just called Pibb Extra.
Pibb Extra.
Yeah.
Pibb. What? Pibb. What's the extra part?
I don't know.
It tastes extra like Dr. Pepper because they taste exactly the same. Dr. Pepper and Mr. Pibb. Anyway, the Dr. Pepper donuts over there, Krispy Kreme. And speaking of Coke, Oreo is rolling out Oreo-flavored Coca-Cola and Coke-flavored Oreos. Not to be outdone. Over there at Oreo Incorporated. I don't even know if that's part of the same company. I always assume that it is. Whenever they have these fakakta mashups, I always assume it's just the same company.
Who's asking for this?
No one. But they're like, we own all of the flavors. Let's mash them together and market them. It costs us nothing. And we'll put it in, we'll have a deal with 7-Eleven or Circle K or something like that, and we'll roll them out. People can go get them, or you buy them online. Oreo-flavored Coke Zero and Coke-flavored Oreos. Now, which one will you try first? The cookie or the Coke? Neither of them.
No, I'm not doing that.
Well, they've promised, this might move the needle a little bit in your direction, they've promised that the Coke-flavored Oreos will be extra savory. I just made that up. If you dip them in a white sauce, they'll be delicious. See, this is the flex, too, that Oreo has started to do the last couple of iterations. Doesn't really matter how they get you is they started putting the little Pop Rocks stuff in the Oreos. So when you bite them, they pop off in your mouth, right? Bill, do you like when things pop off in your mouth?
Not since Boy Scouts.
Right. On that whitewater rafting trip.
Yeah.
I remember you mentioning that. So September the 9th, which by my math is next week. September 11th has its own thing carved out. Never forget September 11th. That's 1 week from yesterday. It's next Wednesday. But September the 9th, people mourn and grieve in different ways. And if, you grieve through your stomach, then you can prepare for the anniversary of 9/11 by getting some Coca-Cola flavored Oreos or some Oreo flavored Coca-Cola and just let that sit there. Sour cream and onion Oreos, somebody suggests. Ugh. Sure, this is what I'm talking about. These companies, you got a couple of companies now who own all of these properties. There was just some big buyout, like Mars just bought whoever owns Pringles and Doritos and the whole thing. So you're going to start to see all these, they've got popcorn that tastes like other chips now. I guess for people who think Doritos are too pointy. They go, hey, I got Doritos flavored popcorn. Oh, okay. Yeah, Pib Extra. You're right, Bill. Not a Mister anymore.
Crazy.
But again, I stand by the fact that Mr. Pibb and Dr. Pepper taste pretty much the same.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm surprised that you don't think that they do. It's not like we're comparing Sprite and Dr. Pepper.
No, those taste identical.
Now, Dr. Thunder, you get the generic version.
Yeah.
Also, no punctuation. So they're clearly taking their punctuation cues from the DR Pepper people. You can have whatever flavor profile you want, but use the proper punctuation. It's all I'm asking. Mountain Dew, they shortened it to MTN. They've completely carved out that word. Dr. Thunder, I don't know what that tastes like. It probably tastes like a Dr. Pepper. But between the Krispy Kreme and all the other stuff, it's a brave new world for people who want to jam strange things into their mouths. And you thought they would have dropped these before Labor Day because that's the big party and cookout weekend or whatever, and they didn't. Alan, Mary never agrees with you. That's okay. She doesn't have to agree.
Yes, she does.
What the hell was that? Why'd you just scream?
She doesn't have to agree
To
with
disagree with that guy.
She doesn't have to. It's all right.
Loud noises!
Maybe Mr. Pibb just went gender neutral. Now, I hadn't thought about that.
Mr. isn't gender neutral.
No, but
No, now it's Pib Extra.
Pib Extra.
Oh.
That maybe that's why they switched it out. And maybe because Dr. Pepper, I think people probably automatically think guy. But Dr. Pepper could be a woman. Mm-hmm. Not named after a guy named Pepper. It was just, Pop all started out, what did they call him back in the day? I mean, Coca-Cola famously had cocaine in it, but they called them something, not phosphates.
Soda jerks?
No. They because there were drugs in pop back in the day, right? The nerve tonics is what they would call. They go, hey, come and get your nerve tonic. That's why people were lined up at the St. Louis World's Fair, because they were like, I got migraines, Coca-Cola. Pre-Adderall, of course. If they start rolling out Coca-Cola with Adderall in it, figure that out. Back to the Jolt and Josta days. I got Clutch tickets after the break. I'm going to have a trip to Vegas for you a little over an hour. 5:30 is going to be that next keyword. Puts $1,000 in your pocket, puts you and a friend in Vegas for our iHeartRadio Music Festival, the 20th and 21st.
It's the Alan Cox Show.
On our free iHeartRadio app and your favorite smart device. Just tell it to play the Alan Cox Show.
On iHeartRadio.
From the Mr. Hero Waffle Doodle Weather Center.
WMMS Weather.
Mostly clear tonight, down to 62. Tomorrow, showers and thunderstorms with a high of 80.